We are here in Volos, Greece, which is the location of the ancient city of Iolkos. This is the place from which Jason and the Argonauts departed in their pursuit of the Golden Fleece. And I have been living in Volos for the past 5 months and working on a large musical project which brings the myth of the Argonauts into the 21st century. And for me, this myth is a metaphor for so many things. It's a metaphor of human life. You know, we go through our life, we never know what we're going to face. We have to be ready to even deal with the impossible and to come out on the other side alive and positive. It is also for me a metaphor of death, you know, to sail into the unknown. In fact, right around the time when I was starting to write this piece of music, my father died. And this added another dimension of meaning for me, to write this musical journey into another world. This piece of music which I'm writing, it's scored for violin, piano, and several synthesizers. So there is this kind of very 21st century modern aspect to it. And I'm collaborating with my friend and amazing author, Randy Boyagoda, who is writing the text. Both of us are inspired by the ancient Argonautica by Apollonius of Rhodes, written somewhere in the 3rd century before Christ. But it's important for us to take this story and make it relevant for today, for people living today. And we want to inspire people. We want them to look at this and at this distant horizon, this distant land, and to bring people together, to inspire them to collaborate and to see a brighter future. I also thought this, in the 3rd book, the passage that I circled as an inspiration was this: the night was drawing darkness over the earth, and the sailors on the sea looked towards Helice and the stars of Orion from their ships. And by now, the traveler and gatekeeper were longing for sleep, and dream slumber was enfolding the mother whose children had died. And no longer was there barking of dogs through the city, nor echoing sounds, but silence gripped the darkening night. It's just so beautiful, you know, it's this sort of intensity.
Yeah, but an intense stillness.
Intense
which
stillness.
is a rare thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In such a grand adventure of a poem, right?
Exactly. And so the 3rd movement, the challenge movement, starts with these very quiet sounds of wind.
Yes.
And through the wind, it's almost like a phantom chorus that you hear singing from a distance. But it blends with the wind so that you kind of wonder, is this just the wind I'm hearing, or is this actually people singing? You know? And this to me was a little bit of a, you know, like this kind of stillness and something brewing, but it's not, hasn't manifested yet.
Yes.
You know. And then of course the action starts, and then it becomes agitated and so on.
I was reading before coming here. I was reading something about the kind of ultimate Greek prizing of contest, the importance of contest.
Yeah.
Certainly, at least in classical Greek life. And it sounds to me like what you're pointing towards there is the pending contest with the bulls, and then of course getting the fleece.
Jason made this ship with a guy by the name Argos, so we call it Argo. But Argo with omega means fast.
Fast.
Because it was very fast. It was going almost 10 kilometers per hour. It was very fast for those times. And they got all this expedition, they took the golden fleece, they bring it back, he took the kingdom, and that's a myth. We started constructing 204. We finished 206, and everything was made by hand like the old days.
The length of the ship is 28.5 meters long. It's a very long ship, very strong ship. The main construction is based on pine woods from Bilimanto, of course, and the keel is made of oak wood. And in addition, the oars and the main was made by fir wood. It is said that 5 different kinds of wood were used, and all of them were provided by Mount Pelion.
This project was born from the success of the project last year from Return from the Stars we did with NASA, and my friend Norbert Palej, he composed beautiful music in memory also of the LEM, Saints of LEM 100th anniversary. So we played this music in space. We were inspired also by spaceships, so also inspired by all kinds of ships.